Hey guys, how's it going today? I wanted to share with you something that I shared with my Live.me family on my broadcast last night. I broadcast each night from 7 to 8. Feel free to pop in and be part of our conversation. But I had discovered something that I'd written long ago called Fruitful Marriage. It's a message that I embedded in my first novel, The Light Within. And so I'll kind of read through it. It's hard sharing lessons, this is interesting, that I've yet to experience and see come to fruition. You know, when God is teaching us lessons, we don't ever perfect them, right? We're still people, we're still failing people. Struggling, not failing, but I guess as we travel on this journey of life, we do not really reach a conclusion of anything or a goal, such as perfection. We're just not going to have perfection achieved. We're always a work in progress. When God's love is realized in us, when we recognize His love for us, when we absorb how amazing that is, we respond to that love. We are free to change and grow and live in His time instead of trying to accomplish and fulfill a human agenda. Whether that agenda is our own or somebody else's, we can let go of that. I feel the same can then be experienced within human relationships as well, friendships, marriages. There is a freedom within this kind of unconditional love which allows people to simply be who they are and feel safe from judgment, which allows God then all the control to work in our lives. It seems as we enter into marriages, we set them up to fail, laced with expectations and pre-planned judgments at what the other person can do to make us happy. That's a lot of burden to put on somebody, right? Consider that God asks us not to vow anything too. I've come to find that Satan will attack anything that I can't let go of. In other words, if I'm stressed out about something and I let it consume my mind, Satan has full reign to mess with me. And we need to let go and trust that God is actually in control. It also says in the Bible, that which I fear the most has come upon me. So similarly, if we fear about something and consume ourselves with something, we're basically bringing it into reality. And we don't need to do that. Nobody needs that. If these things are all true, then think on the vows that are pledged in marriage and the fears that we allow ourselves of the things that might tear apart our marriages or our families. It's like we become consumed, so we make vows, we make promises, and we turn that covenant of marriage into rules of law instead of grace and love. Money, infidelity, lack of love, controlling behavior, all of those things, marriages struggle over all those things all the time, and they fail. Once you become grounded in the Lord, once you become focused on your relationship with Him, you should recognize the freedom it gives you to just simply be you. That within this freedom, He's going to work on you and your faults in His own time. Within the context of a marriage or a relationship with another person, I feel it must also be this kind of love which will bring about the most fruitful results. I mean, we can use the example of God's love for us to love other people. When we love unconditionally, we're going to get great results. How do we love unconditionally? We can't, only God can, so we fill ourselves with Him until He is overflowing, and then we're going to be living through Him. Love unconditionally in that way, of course, and without condemnation, and trusting your loved ones to God. And the freedom this offers, the freedom it offers them, the freedom it actually offers you as well, will reap rewards. A marriage should not be set up to fall by making promises for a future. We don't even know the future. By laying down rules and expectations for which to measure the worth of a partner. A marriage should be a union between two people who accept each other, knowing that we're going to be changing. We're not always going to stay that person that we were on that wedding day or during our dating time. Who are willing, based on the experiences of love received from their own father. So when we're willing, based on the experience of love received from our own father, to love and support each other as they grow and change as individuals and unique people. We each come to the Lord with a history and experiences that God ordained and allowed. We are unique and separate from each other. I mean, it's beautiful to come along beside each other and be the support for one another. We need not measure each other Because the measuring stick that we pull out to measure our friends and our family and our loved ones is only influenced by the experiences we ourselves have gone through. And that is a very limited measuring stick, right? God is the only one who can measure us. And it is by faith only which he measures, not by the deeds well done or poorly done. God is the only one. So my conclusion would be, fill yourself with the Lord. Focus on your relationship with him. Grow in that relationship. Let his love fill you, because it will overflow. From that love, you can now offer unconditional love to somebody else and let them be. No matter what they're going through, no matter what mistakes they're going to make, you don't need to tell them. You're going to let people be. There's this non-judgment. There's this open love that people can grow in. So that's my advice for today. So have a great day. God bless.